Dumelang mapara le maparagadi. Ke be ke ntswa. Vito ra mina Lekoko, your host, and I give Vigili one. Mzansi Fundiz is still your channel of choice. Maparaga shia ga yi ke na le bona SC le Mampoza. Dipelo tsa bona ga re di botlhoko mara re tla e understand na pila hore e tlha ka e pain e. Ke a bilaela ga re from the dusty street go Tembisa kwana. A lot has happened this week. Good team in one. Sundowns announce a new coach. Sundowns fires a coach. And Sundowns keeps coach Steve Compella. So it's all about the Yolo Nation vandaag. Are we about to witness them rise? Are we about to witness them fall? Re tla e bona. SC o krende praia ka ra o shapo vandaag.
Anja mina ke right, ke emotional. Yeah, ke football right.
Mampoza, a re thome ka wena re wa attend pele because how grand.
No, now I'll give you a couple of reasons why it's a sharp. I think the decision to get rid of Manqoba had got nothing to do with the recent results. If you look, Kenze Matsogo Komtlakasing Magesi in Bloemfontein, that loss and that pain has left the stain that the management and the decisions that were taken were now taken. Because when you look at it in terms of in the league, he's joint number 1 with Orlando Pirates.
But then Mampoza, and I'm sorry to interject, somebody will then argue and say, that's recent results. The very same Magesi Uwankayon.
That's where I come in and say it was before that, in actual fact. It was before Magesi. You look at the league games they played. You look at how he started in the MTN 8 Cup.
Oh yeah.
We still need to go back there and talk about what happened between...
Hey, because...
Elise has never beaten Sundowns in so many games in a tournament. That has never happened. And you look at those kind of things, it speaks a lot in terms of saying, what if Sundowns after that had already discussed conversations around Manqoba to say...
Yeah, Mara, this is why I still say it was an emotional decision. Because what you've done, you've got a coach that has left that was very clear in terms of how he wants to play. If you're going to do anything, you can't at game number 8 of the season be able to say, this is the report that I'm giving. So you've now focused on the result at Magesi and Stellenbosch. Where were you last season? You lost the MTN 8. You were only 3 points behind where you were last season now. And Carling Black Label, you were out of it. So you've made an emotional decision because a new team that got promoted beat you, and therefore that has made people panic.
I say no to that.
Let me throw a spanner in the works for Mampoza, and I want him to maybe have a different perspective. Looking at how Coach Rulani left, the time thereof, could it not have been that this process started then? It was just a matter of implementation because there was not enough time to start something new before season Ikala because of the Malemo
If that's the case, then the management was playing two sides. Be honest with Coach Manqoba and say, Chief, we are looking for your replacement. You just here until we find a replacement. That conversation didn't happen. The conversation was carried forward. Because you'd hear Coach Manqoba talking about the long run that Sundowns is going to have leading up to the US trip. By the way, we're playing against top teams. So with that, the management should have been clear. You are not here to stay. You are here on an interim basis until we find a coach this season, rather than for him to believe that he's there for long term.
SC, I hear what Mampoza is saying, but Hakesheva's statement is our agent, Manqoba. He said Manqoba has a special role at Sundowns. And then you also look at the fact that he was never really formally introduced to us as the head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Those are the kind of conversation you can look at and reference back to them and say, if now Sundowns has not come out and said, hey, there's a press conference, dude. We're no coach at Sundowns. But yet you've got a role within the team.
A special role.
A special role. Wait, Tampoza.
Special role in South Africa. Tell us a special role. You don't announce those things.
And we need to be honest when we talk about Manqoba. And you come into a team that was an absolute monster. And you want to implement your system. Implementing your own system is not a problem. Wait.
Give him a chance.
Monster of how we're not winning trophies.
Wait. In terms of play, of course. In terms of play, I mean, who in South Africa, in the new generation,
in the
new generation, besides the Kaizer Chiefs that we saw, that has won so many games, in the way they've won it, they've lost probably one game in the last day, the last 30 minutes of the league, and they lost that game. And you look at that, and Manqoba comes in, and he takes a team and he completely annihilates everything that Sundowns has done under Rulani. I'm not trying to bring Rulani into the conversation, but I'm trying to paint a picture to say, if we're going to say probably Sundowns was emotional about this, there's certain prints that we need to look at.
Okay, see, let me take you back a little bit because I don't want somebody countering and say, but you are only looking at one coach. Did they have the same identity as Coach Pitso? Because I'm asking this because he worked with the very same Coach Pitso. He worked with the very same Coach Rulani. You would assume that there'll be a merge of the two.
I love the fact that you bring in that. Here's a manipulator into the conversation. Win me trophies and I'll shut up.
And then he said it was a monster team, but there's only 2 trophies to show.
But the 2 trophies that are there to show, Coach Manqoba has been there for the long haul. Should the identity change? Was it warranted?
Cox, anytime you put a coach, whether it was the assistant, whether whoever was there, you as the coach are going to have different plans of how you do it. When you are the assistant coach, you're taking instruction or you're taking from leadership that is the coach. So whatever Coach Manqoba was doing, when he was an assistant, it was not his. It was implementation of a vision being led by Coach Rulani, who was the coach at the time. Now he's got his own way that he wants to be able to implement. Anybody that comes, because if you're expecting Coach Manqoba to be like Coach Rulani, never. We might work together, but we think differently. And that is what Sundowns needed to be able to allow him to be able to say, what is it that you want to be able to do? And he was very clear. He spoke about width. He spoke about being able to attack quicker. Go look at most of his goals. Cut back, crosses, and you are able to then score. So his vision, as it was, for me, this one is on management, because management should have been one, very clear with Coach Manqoba. You are not staying, we are finding a coach, and at any moment you could go, 1. 2, we give you enough time to be able to judge you, seeing that we've said that you are staying. We will judge you at the end of the season.
But Manqoba is delusional as well, in a sense that if they didn't specifically say you're a head coach, you need to read in between the lines and say,
fair enough. And I'm afraid I have to cut you there. Unfortunately, Coach Manqoba was not there to see out his vision, but your vision is still firmly glued on Mzansi Fundiz and Thlopie second half. Uye onwamithi Raboha.